When you speak English and suddenly your words stop, your mind freezes and your mouth begins to hesitate. It feels frustrating, right? Today, we're going to break that cycle, not slowly, but powerfully. And as you listen, I'll be giving you tiny hooks, quick speaking moments, emotional pauses, and little challenges that will train your brain to speak smoothly, naturally, without those long, uncomfortable pauses. Stay with me, because every few seconds your fluency will level up. Imagine this moment. You're talking to someone in English. You start a sentence with confidence, but then your brain suddenly goes quiet. You can almost hear it searching for the right word. You feel stuck, lost, and the silence gets heavier. The conversation moves forward without you. Has this happened to you? If yes, breathe, because what you learn in the next few minutes will completely change how your English flows. Before we fix anything, we need to understand the real reasons you pause. And trust me, these reasons are not your fault. They're part of how your brain works when learning a new language. There are 4 big reasons, and you will recognize yourself in at least one of them. The first reason is lack of confidence. When you're afraid of making mistakes, your brain hits an invisible brake. Inside your mind, you hear, "Is this correct? What if I say it wrong? What if they laugh?" And while your brain is busy doubting, your mouth shuts down. Tiny challenge for you. Whisper this right now. Confidence is more important than perfection. Say it with a little energy, because your voice matters. The second reason you pause is vocabulary gaps. This happens when your brain tries to find a word, but it can't locate it fast enough, so you freeze. But here's something important. Fluent English isn't about knowing thousands of words. It's about knowing the right combinations, the right chunks, the phrases that come out automatically without thinking. The third reason is you translate from your native language to English in your head, sentence by sentence, word by word, but translation takes time. And while you translate, the pause grows longer. This is the #1 fluency killer. In a moment, I'll show you how to think directly in English so your brain stops doing double work. The fourth reason is nervousness. When your body is tense, your mind stops moving. Your thoughts slow down, your words hide, and even the sentences you normally know suddenly disappear. But don't worry, your nervousness can be rewired into confidence with a few small mindset shifts. Right now, take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and say gently, "I don't need perfect English to speak confidently." Feel how different your voice sounds when you remove pressure. That's the feeling we want to build. Now we open the first big solution, the key that instantly reduces pauses. Thinking in English instead of translating. You pause because your brain is doing double work. First, it forms the sentence in your language, then it converts it to English. That extra step creates hesitation, but fluent speakers think in English directly, even if their grammar isn't perfect. And here's the shocking part. Your fluency improves faster when you think simply, not perfectly. Let's try a speaking exercise together. Look at the objects around you and describe them in simple English in your mind. The chair is brown. The window is open. The light is bright. My phone is on the table. No translation, just simple English thoughts. This trains your brain to stop pausing because the words are already in English form. Now, another tiny practice. I'll say a sentence and you repeat it softly. Ready? I am learning to speak without pausing. Good. Now another. My thoughts can flow. My words can flow. These small repetitions build your brain's automatic speech system. Let's add a pattern interrupt, something unexpected to wake up your attention. Ask yourself this question: what if my pauses disappear faster than I expect? Your brain just leaned forward. Curiosity increases retention. That means you stay focused, and your fluency rises. Now imagine a new situation. You're in a conversation. The words don't stop. Your sentences flow, even if you forget a word. You don't pause. You replace it with another simple phrase. You feel calm, controlled, natural. That version of you is real, and we're building it step by step. Here's a small quiz to train your reaction speed. Which option keeps the conversation flowing better? Silence, thinking, waiting for the perfect word. Be using a simple phrase to keep talking. The correct answer is B. Always choose flow over perfection. Now, I want you to practice a micro technique. When you don't know a word, don't stop. Explain it. Describe it. Example: if you forget refrigerator, say the machine that keeps food cold. This trick alone can remove 40% of your pauses. Before we end this part, say one last line with me. Slowly and confidently, I can speak smoothly. I can speak naturally. My pauses are getting smaller every day. Good. You're already changing. Now that your mind is opening, now that you understand why you pause, let's move into the techniques that instantly reduce hesitation and make your English flow naturally. And remember, keep listening closely. Every few seconds, I'll give you a tiny challenge, a small practice line, or a curiosity trigger that makes your brain faster, sharper, smoother. Let's begin with one of the most powerful fluency tools native speakers use without even knowing: filler words. Yes, filler words. Many learners think fillers are bad, but actually, fillers keep your speech alive while your brain prepares the next idea. Instead of ... you smoothly say, well, you know. Actually, so. I mean, these tiny tools give your brain one extra second without creating silence. Try this with me. Say, well, I think it's a good idea. Now say, so. Let me explain. Feel that smoothness. That's flow. That's confidence. That's what we want. Now pattern interrupt. Ask yourself this: what if a 1-second filler word can remove a 5-second awkward pause? Your brain just woke up again. Good. Let's push further. Another technique extremely powerful is shadowing. Shadowing forces your mouth to speak quickly, naturally, without giving your brain time to overthink. You take a sentence from a video or podcast, play it, and repeat it instantly like an echo. No stopping. No perfect grammar. No thinking. Just flow. Let's do a mini shadow practice right now. I'll say a line. You repeat it after me. I speak with confidence, even when I'm not perfect. Good. One sentence at a time. My fluency grows. Nice. You just shadowed. And your brain is already learning the rhythm of smooth English. Here comes a microhook. In a moment, I'll show you a technique that removes pauses even when you forget a word. But first, another value spike. Your goal is not speed. Your goal is flow. Many learners think fluency means speaking fast. No, even native speakers pause. But their pauses are soft, natural, controlled, and filled with expression. They pause to think, not because they are stuck. Let me show you a small trick native speakers use. Instead of freezing, they stretch the beginning of a sentence. Let me think. Okay, so Here's what I mean. These expressions give your brain a cushion, a safe space to prepare your idea. Practice one now. Say, okay, so I want to say, and let the sentence follow naturally. Now let's open another micro challenge. For the next 10 seconds, look around your room and describe anything you see without stopping. Simple descriptions, no perfection. Ready, go. Perfect. That 10-second burst trained your speech muscle more than you realize. Now let's enter the next technique. Describe. Don't pause. When you forget a word, don't stop. Describe it. This alone can transform your fluency. For example, forget pressure. Say the feeling when things are too much. Forget electrician. Say the person who fixes wires and lights. Forget refrigerator. Say the machine that keeps food cold. You see, no pauses. Flow continues. Now, let's build another curiosity loop. Think about this. If I stop needing perfect words, can I speak more naturally than native speakers expect? The answer is yes, and soon you'll feel that confidence rising. Time for a quick speaking exercise called flow chains. I begin a thought, and you complete it without pausing. Any simple idea is fine. Let's try. When I speak English, good. I want to feel nice. My words can, beautiful. These chain responses activate automatic speech, the most important part of fluency. Now let's shift into emotional mode. Imagine you're in a real conversation. Someone asks you, "What did you do today?" Instead of freezing, you breathe. Create a simple sentence pattern and speak well. I woke up, I ate breakfast, and then I started my day. Notice the rhythm. Smooth, relaxed, natural. That's fluency. Now, a small story fragment for engagement. Imagine you're in a cafe talking to a stranger. They ask you, "Where are you from?" You smile, and instead of pausing, you use a filler. "Well, I'm from," and then you add a detail, a small city. But it's beautiful. The stranger nods. The conversation continues. No hesitation, no shame, no fear, just flow. Now let's disrupt your thinking again. Pattern, interrupt. What if your mouth already knows how to speak, and your brain is the only thing slowing you down? It's true. Your mouth improves faster than your mind, so we train the mouth. We train the rhythm, and the brain catches up. Next technique, simplify your sentences. Many learners pause because they try to speak complex English, but fluent English starts simple. Instead of "the reason for my hesitation is due to limited vocabulary," say, "I pause because I don't know the word." Simple, clean, fast. Now mini quiz time. Which sentence is better for fluency? A. I would like to elaborate on the main point. B. Let me explain. Correct answer? B. Simplicity wins. Now a quick mouth training drill. Repeat this pattern 3 times. I think, I feel. I believe. Good. These sentence starters reduce pauses because they are automatic. Now let's build anticipation for the next part. You've learned how to use filler words, shadowing, flow chains, descriptive substitutes, and simple patterns. But coming next is the most powerful. Transformation, training your brain to think faster and respond even under pressure. Stay with me, because what you'll learn next will change the way you speak forever. And now we go deeper, because fluency is not only about your mouth, it's also about your mind. A fast mouth with a slow brain will always struggle. But a trained brain, a brain that knows how to stay calm, create ideas quickly, and stop overthinking. That brain makes you unstoppable. So listen closely. From this moment, imagine your brain as a river. Sometimes it flows fast, sometimes slow, sometimes it gets blocked by rocks of fear, doubt, and hesitation. But when the river moves, everything becomes easy. Your words float, your ideas move, your mouth follows without effort. Let's begin with the first mental skill, switching. Switching means moving from your native language to English instantly. No translation, no back and forth. Just a direct thought in English. This is what native speakers do. They think in the language they speak. And yes, you can train that. Here's your micro practice. Pick anything around you and describe it in English, but without translating. If you don't know the word, describe it. If you forget something, skip it. Just keep speaking. 5 seconds. Go. Good. Your mind just switched languages. That's how fluency begins. Now I'll take you into a small story for emotional impact. Imagine you're standing in front of someone important. Maybe a teacher. Maybe a foreigner. Maybe someone you want to impress. They ask you a simple question. So what do? For a moment, silence hits your mind. Your brain freezes. But instead of panicking, you breathe and use your new technique. Well, I work with, and you continue. That one filler saved you. That one switch kept your flow alive. That one moment made you look confident. Now pattern interrupt. Ask yourself this. What if fluency is not about knowing everything, but about continuing even when you know nothing? Feel that your brain just opened again. You're growing. The next mental technique is compression. Compression means taking a big idea and turning it into a small, simple sentence. This stops your brain from overloading. For example, you want to explain your whole day. Instead of thinking of 10 sentences, compress it into one. My day was busy, but good after that. If you want, you can add more details naturally. Try this. Compress your last 24 hours into one sentence. Say it out loud. Good. That's mental fluency. Now let's move into speed thinking, one of the most powerful tools you'll ever learn. Speed thinking trains your brain to create English sentences faster. Here's a quick exercise. I will give you a word. You instantly make a small sentence. No preparation, no overthinking. Ready? Word 1, morning. Good. Word 2, friends. Nice. Word 3, work. Perfect. Word 4, future. You did it. That's speed thinking. You're unlocking mental flow. Now let's open an emotional reflection. Ask yourself, why do I hesitate? Somewhere inside your mind, there's a voice that says, what if I make a mistake? But here's the truth. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They forget words. They say are and like and you know. They correct themselves. They laugh at their errors. Fluency is not perfection. Fluency is continuation. Now imagine this. Imagine you speaking English with the same confidence you use in your own language. Your shoulders relaxed, your tone natural, your sentences simple. This future version of you exists, and you are getting closer with every practice. Let's shift back to training response templates. These are ready-made sentence starters that help your brain respond quickly. Use these in any conversation. I think, I feel. The thing is, let me explain. What I mean is, repeat one now. Your brain will thank you. Next technique, emotional speed. When emotions rise, fluency increases. That's why people become confident when they talk about things they love. So here's your challenge. Pick something you love and talk about it for 10 seconds in English. No rules, no structure. Dispassion. Good. You felt the flow, didn't you? Now let's create another mental boost. Predict and speak. This technique trains your brain to guess what the other person will say, helping you respond faster. For example, if someone begins with, "So, what do you think about?" Your mind already prepares well, I think, before they finish. This is mental anticipation, a secret skill of fluent speakers. Let's practice. Imagine someone asks, "What do you think about learning English?" You instantly say, "Well, I think it's important because..." Smooth, automatic, fluent. Now, pattern interrupt again. Think about this. If I can answer instantly, does that mean I'm already fluent? Yes, in that moment, you are. And those moments will grow. Now let's merge everything. Take a deep breath. Imagine a conversation. You're relaxed, present, confident. Someone asks you a question. Your brain switches to English. You use a filler. Your sentence starts simple. Your ideas compress. Your words flow. Your mouth moves with rhythm. You don't pause. You don't freeze. You don't doubt. This is the new you. And now, a final mouth-brain combined drill. Repeat this slowly, clearly. My words flow. My mind is ready. I speak with confidence. I don't stop. I continue. Say it once more.